Yes, so looking at gold on the weekly time frame, we want to see the possible trading opportunities on gold this week. So we just need to. So if you look at this, gold is looking bullish, but it's bullish because of the strong break it has been having. Like we had a break above this area, and also price went up, pulled down, never broke this support. And then from here, we had another scenario where price broke above. And then we also have now another break to the upside. So gold is looking very bullish from these other breaks here. So now we can come and mark this as our weekly low. And then when we come to a lower time frame, this is how it will look like. So you will realize that gold is very bullish. So it is important for you to understand why it is bullish. And then we have another structural break here to the upside. So now we can work with the nearest one, which is this area here. So this is the area in which we shall look for trades, especially with this demand area here. So we shall look for trades around this area here. Okay. Especially if we get a confirmation for a support or head and shoulders, inverted one, then we can look for that as first target. Then if the market breaks past this, then we can think about the rest. But gold is looking bullish. But now it is important for you to understand why gold has actually been bullish for all this month. So gold tend to be bullish when there is a lot of uncertainty in the political environment, especially when there are wars. And we all know now we have the Ukrainian war happening with Russia, and then also we have the Gaza situation with Israel. But then the question is, wars will always be there. So let me just get you a tweet. So this is a tweet I posted some time back, which says, war has and will always be, even intergalactic ones. And that is by Ian M. Banks in the Cultural series. The Christmas true story halted it when men who didn't know each other stopped killing themselves for the sake of policymakers who knew each other. Football brought them out of the trenches. So there is a very important story which actually happened, and I would like to point it out to you. But before that, let's start understand what Ian M. Banks says about war. He says that war has been there and it will always be there. He says even intergalactic ones, meaning when humans become mass colonies, when they begin to move into other colonies, which is beyond Earth. Like now, humanity is working hard towards going into Mars and other planets like the dwarf planets. So Ian Banks is saying that war is an integral part of humans, that even if you go to other planets and you become an interplanetary species, there will always be wars. People will fight. So the question is, if people are always fighting and people will always fight, how do you take advantage of some of those things? And this is what brings us to gold. Whenever there is war or there is political and economic uncertainties, you just need to go to commodities like, I mean, things to do with metals like gold and silver and look for buying opportunities. Yes. So this is a typical example of everything that is happening has two sides. So you can either choose to cry or you take advantage of what is happening. But the most important story that I would like to tell you is the Christmas truth story. The story you would like to watch, check it out. So in 1914, in the First World War, there is a very critical event that has happened. And that event is the only event we can say that has actually brought a break. So people were fighting in the trenches. And as they were fighting in the trenches, especially the German and the English soldiers, they were in different trenches. And then it was around Christmas Eve time. And in that period, they had run out of ammunition. So they had no ammunition. They were in trenches, they had fought, and it was all bloody. And now someone begins to play music. And one of the guys got out of his trench and went into the no man's land and started kicking ball. And now other guys also joined them from the trenches. So the Englishmen and the German guys and all these other different guys who were the allies, the allied powers and the Axis powers, those two warring nations. These guys which were in the trenches got out and came to the no man's land in the middle of the trenches and started playing football. Remember, these were enemies which were killing themselves, and they started playing football. So football brought them that unity and that Christmas story. So to me, this is one of the most powerful stories because this is the only time in which there was a break that was taken in the middle of a war. So people are warring, but then these guys got out and then they had a break and they played. And that's why I tweeted that the Christmas story halted war when men, but because what you need to know, understand in war is that people who don't know each other kill themselves for the sake of people who know themselves. Policymakers know themselves. The leader who was in Britain by then, the leaders of the Axis powers, the leaders of the Allied powers, they knew each other. And when they met, they shake hands and smile. But it's these guys who don't know each other, the young men, the flower of the Axis powers, the flower of youth of the Allied powers, they don't know each other. But then they're the ones tend to fight, are meant to fight. So this was the first time there was a break. So the issue of war will always be there and has been there. That is a fact we cannot change. But what can we change as humans? We can learn to not fight people we don't know. So you don't fight somebody you don't know for no reason. So the policymakers are always at war psychologically, but the soldiers, they get to fight once in a while, but it has always been there. So anyway, so that is what you just get to hear, and that is part. So there are things which are integral. You just need to take advantage of whatever you can and then see how it plays out. So let's wait for this gold opportunity to trade. So if gold breaks this level here, if we tend to break this, then we can focus on these other ones here. So all you need to do is at these key levels you have drawn, that is where you look for your patterns, things to do with head and shoulders, order block, inverted head and shoulders, all of these other patterns that you take advantage of them at the place where the market broke from, and that is how you will make money. See you.